What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is Angelo Christmas and me documenting my journey to $20,000 per month with high ticket sales. So in today's video, I got a nice little clip I want to share on here on YouTube, which we'll get into in a second. But before we do, just wanted to give a quick recap in terms of how the month has been so far. The month has almost come to an end, and the goal for this month was to do at least $10,000 as I mentioned already, but unfortunately I wasn't able to hit that, and based on the time left in the month and how lead flow has been, I know I won't be able to hit that, which is a bit of a bummer because that's what I wanted. However, the lead flow has been a bit low so far for the month. I've only averaged like 2.4 calls a day, which is quite low, and instead of making 10k, so far I'm at like just over $4,000 for the month, which is average, not good, especially with the potential I have on the offer. A lot better than what I've been making even before getting into sales, because when I was working my normal job I'd only make like $700 a month, so it's still a huge increase compared to that, but nowhere near where I need to get to and I will get to in the coming months. But that's where we're at the moment. Close rates are still stayed at 30%, and I'm extremely proud of that, to be honest, because that is my goal, to get my close rate to at least 30%, and I've been able to sustain that throughout the whole month, which is amazing. I'm really proud of that, because back when I started closing, close rate was very bad, like at 14-18%, something like that, even with more call volume. So when I first started closing on this offer, my volume was like 4 or 5 times more than what I'm currently doing now in terms of how many calls I'm taking a day. Yet I made pretty much double what I made when I was closing here, even though my volume back then was quadruple or maybe even 5 times. So it's crazy that like they say, less is more and quality over quantity, and it just goes to show that when you have the skill set, even if volume is not very high, you can still make good money in sales. Back then I didn't have the skill set, but the volume was extremely high. But now the volume has gone low, but I have the skill set, which is fine. I'm okay with that, because I know that one, if lead flow picks up, which it should pick up, I'm gonna crush it. 2, if it doesn't pick up, I'm gonna find a different offer that actually has volume, the volume I need to take, because I open up my calendar for like 10 slots a day and only average 2.4 calls a day, which is very low, so it's starting to get a bit frustrating. I mean, the changes I've made to the show up rate have helped a little, but the fact that the lead flow has dipped, it's kind of like stayed where it's at, because the people that are booking are attending, but sometimes I need to cancel certain people because they don't confirm, and then I try to open up for a new person, and then that slot won't get taken, so all my slots aren't getting booked. But by the end of May, I'm gonna come to a decision on whether or not I want to stick around at this offer and endure the slow lead flow, which I'm not happy with, because I know that if my call volume increases, I can definitely hit the goals I want to hit. So that's a decision I'm going to make as the month comes to an end. For now, I'm giving it my all for the rest of the month, and from there I'll see how things are, and if it's still really slow, I'm definitely going to find a different offer. So that's where we're at the moment in terms of numbers and whatnot. So now let's get into the video. It's a really cool clip. It's basically an example of how smooth a close can be if you do a good job in discovery and you understand how deep your prospects' problems are, and help them realize that it's a lot deeper than they realized. And as you're gonna see in this video, it allows for buttery smooth closes. So let's take a look. I won't spoil it for you too much, so let's look. For the full year, 6 months with the coach, at this point I'm just price dropping months aftercare to help you not just get to 140, but help you fix your metabolism and know how to maintain that long term. That would just be $3,000. Okay, now what I will also say is that most people don't actually pay that all up front. Some people do put on a credit card and get their points,
But what our most successful clients usually do is opt for our monthly financing option. So that way it allows you to spread out the payments and still get the result without breaking the bank. So if you do go that way, you could get it down to as low as between 100 to 150 bucks a month or so, depending which option you actually go with. So I guess for you, Seth, would you be leaning more towards like the all-in-one, or would you prefer like the monthly, would you say?
I would be leaning towards the monthly.
The monthly. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I mean, even if I were doing it, I would need to do monthly as well. So that's okay. Most of our clients do that as well. And if that's the case, then Seth, there's no investment even due today. So if you want to do the monthly, the first payment is only due in 30 days from now. So what we can do, we can come together as a team. We can take a look at your monthly options. You can pick one that makes the most sense for you. And then we can get the ball rolling, and the coach will be in touch with you within the next 48 hours as well. So does that sound good with you, Seth?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. How do you feel, Seth?
Good.
So at this point, she kind of agreed to moving forward, and then I always check how they feel before we go into taking payment and stuff like that, because a lot of them get cold feet, when it comes to, oh, I don't know, I gotta do this today, oh, I gotta decide now, but when I just normalize it, ask them how they feel, see if there's any sort of hesitations and concerns. One, it lets me make them feel more comfortable, but two, it also gives me a chance to overcome any objections before we actually go towards taking payment. So you'll see how I help her be more calm, cool, and collected here.
Good, a bit nervous, a bit excited, or
Yeah, I mean, it's something that is important to do. I mean, you could go to whatever gym and be working in a class and still not feeling great about yourself. And, I did that for a while and got strong, but I didn't lose any weight, which
exactly.
is okay. I'm getting strong and I see, stronger. I've always been strong, but I'm like, but I'm not trimming down any. And that's really,
Right.
I don't want to bulk up. I mean, I don't care if my muscles get bigger, but I want the layer to go away,
Exactly.
So it kind of ends up being the same
For
thing.
sure. Not sure. I hear you said 100%. And one thing I always like to say is that we always want to make sure that this is the last program you.
So again, she's just selling herself on why she needs to do this. Basically getting sinking her heels into her justifying that this is the right decision.
Need to ever invest in, right? Because we're giving you everything you need to be successful long term, so that after this is done, in maybe next year or 2 years from now, you're not looking to see, okay, how can I try lose this weight next? Because you've done all the internal work. We've also worked with you for a long period of time to show you how to actually make it a part of your lifestyle too. So awesome stuff. I'm excited for you, Seth. So do you know how to share your screen?
No, but I do have to say,
This is the part that I'm mainly sharing the video to share with you guys.
do you mind? I have to go use the bathroom.
I actually have to go too, so we can go together.
Thank you.
No problem.
So, as you can see, at that point, my bladder was like about to explode. I needed to pee so bad. I'm like, yo, let's get through this payment really quickly so I can rush to the toilet. When I heard her say that, I was like, damn, okay, let me also go pee at the same time. But that's pretty much what I wanted to share about this video, right? Like, there was no objections at the end, right? Dropped the price of $3,000 for her. No objections. She wanted to do it. No concerns. Smooth through payment as well. No, there was even some issues during payment. As you can see, the video of the actual call is much longer, so we ran into a lot of technical issues, but she stayed calm, she stayed patient, and she worked through it because she wanted this and she realized that she needs this, right? So that's basically an example of how smooth a call could go and a call could close if a discovery is really good. So if I think back to the old me, if something like this had to happen to me at the end of the call, I would be like, shitting myself. I would think, oh, maybe they're making an excuse, maybe they're just gonna go away, turn off their Wi-Fi, and I would try to keep them there and say, let's process the payment first, before you go and pay. you know, I would be very pushy, you know, but now I'm like, okay, you know, it's normal. Even if she did that, like I'm still not concerned, right? Because I'm like detached from the outcome. I'm literally only here to follow my process. Whether they close or not is not my concern, right? I'm just there to do my thing, follow my process, and as a byproduct of that, I will close deals. I will make the money I want to make, right? But I'm not detached to each call closing. I'm detached to the attached to the outcome. So yeah, pretty much we both went to the toilet. I went to pee. I got back before her, waited a little bit for her, and then when she came back, we processed the investment together, signed her up for a $3,000 plan, and helped her change her life for the better. So really cool moment I wanted to share here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and looking forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, my social media links will be down below, so if you want to follow the journey a bit more closer, feel free to follow me on there, and have an amazing week.